Well, hello everybody. I hope you can both hear and see me because it's Friday night. It's time to do the fish room thing again. We've made it through another week. 1 week closer to death. No, must be more positive than that. It's Friday night. The working week is done. We've got a bank holiday weekend, so not only is the working week done, but we've got an extra day off next week, so that's all good. Yeah, like I say, it is time for a bit of a chat, a bit of a relax. Some games, some quizzes. We have a new quiz for you tonight. Zenny McGinger will be very pleased that Geoguessr is making a return tonight. Woo! Let's hear it in the chat for Geoguessr. Okay, or not. There we go. What's happened there? I'm assuming you can all still hear clapping, but I can't. That's weird. Anyway. Who have we got in? We have some people are here. Let's have a look. David Gibbs says, hi everyone. Hello there. Aquarium Delirium. Name I enjoy saying very much. Hello, Mr. G. Hello yourself. Hope you're well. Aquarium Delirium. Discoverer. Inventor. Discoverer? Let's go with Discoverer, because that sounds better. Of the foolproof anti-duckweed solution. I've just seen. So if you haven't seen it already and you have some duckweed and you want to get rid of it, go and watch his latest video. Gas Musk hides from Sweden. How we doing? Zenny says AV good. Thank you. Stuart's here. Phil's here. How we doing, Phil? And Mr. G. Ivan76 is here. Dan's here as well. Woo! Oh goody, I'm ecstatic. That's how I read that sentence. We're just switching it up a little bit. We might still have a return to the good old days of... We might bring the Eliminator back. I was thinking about that. It's been a while since we've done the Eliminator. So I think we'll keep the main quiz and then cycle through all the different events as time allows. And then if we have some kind of mega stream one day to celebrate some kind of big milestone, we might combine them all and do all of them. Yes to clapping. Okay, so you could hear the clapping, but I couldn't. That's good. Nothing like things falling apart in the instant I start doing things. So I'm sorry I'm a little bit late because I have been messing about again, just for a change. And I'm very proud of this. I'm not that proud of it because it's not that fantastic, but I have been doing my Home Assistant stuff and building out. Based on my last video, you might have seen me talking about making aquarium sensors for temperature, to control my temperature. So I've got more and more tanks added. So now, as you can see, I have added 11 tanks. Just because I've run out of time to add any more, but I've got them all going. So I've got my discus tanks, which are these ones. That's not a discus tank, so that's fine. I've got Brian's tank over here. I've got Mega Tank 2. I've got all the temperatures, and they're all set, and they're all doing the thing that they should be doing, and it's all working fantastically. And I'm very happy about it. So what's happening here is we are recording the temperature in each tank, and it's set on a predetermined, you can ignore this, but this is meant to show you the history of the temperature, so the rises and the falls, but because I've been dicking about all day, they're all over the place. So over time, this will become good. But what they're doing is tracking the ideal temperature, and when it falls too far outside of a window, so there's 3 criteria, I think. If my solar panels are generating enough power, it's going to turn the heaters on. If we're on the cheap rate overnight, it's going to turn the heaters on. If they need it. So it's going to say whether or not it needs it to keep it within that, and I've set little margins to keep them within that. That if it's on one of those cheap things, so solar produced or cheap rate at night, it's a bit tighter, and it'll do that. If it's on an expensive rate, it'll wait till it becomes a little bit more serious before it starts turning on and wasting electricity. So it can go 1 degree out if we're on the cheap rate, and it will bring it back in. It goes 2 degrees if we're on the expensive rate before it will bring it back in. It will just bring it back into the safe zone, and then it'll do it again. And I have saved an absolute fortune. So you remember me saying, can I show you the heats? How do we show you the heats? Is it this one? No, it's not that one. Is it this one? The electricity. Oh, I might have put it somewhere else. But basically, I've shaved off like 15 kilowatt hours in the last week, and I haven't compromised anything to do with any of the safety or health of the tanks, and I've only done half the tanks as well. So I'm well happy with my little shenanigans that I've been messing around with. It's actually working and it's doing things it should do. And I get little alerts to tell me that, oh, I'm thinking about turning the power on and it's not a cheap rate time. Do you want to allow that or not? And I go, yeah, go on, it's fine. Treat them. So I'm going to build this out. So I'm not going to make any more videos on this until I've got a fully functioning proper dashboard with everything done. The last one was just temperature sensors and it was still a bit Heath Robinson. I've got wires everywhere. But once I get it working properly, I'm going to look into auto water changes, which again is done smartly, where it monitors the water parameters. I'm struggling with that one a little bit because I'm struggling to find anything that will monitor in real time. I've got some Senai stuff that I've been playing with, which is meh. I've ordered some probes off the internet to measure various things, which are a bit meh. So we'll see how that goes. But if nothing else, it could be a click, button push, drain some tanks and refill some tanks. So that might be good. So I'm going to try and do some various automations around the fish room, and then that'll be the next video, because the last video was a bit hit and miss, because I think people were like, oh, cool idea, don't give a shit, not interested. Whereas I was a bit like, this is the geekiest thing in the world and I absolutely love it. And everyone else was a bit like, whatever. So we'll limit those things and we'll concentrate on some other things as we go on. I've been contacted by a company from, I don't know where they're from, but they want to send me a load of stuff and have me unbox it as a bit of a sponsored video. So that might be coming up soon if they send me what I need. Maybe do some giveaways, because I imagine I won't want a lot of the stuff that they send me, but because it'll be things that I've already got, basically. It's, you know, that thing where someone's into a hobby and then people try and buy them gifts and you're a bit like, it's my hobby, I've already got everything I want. So it's hard to buy for me. So here's some lights. I'm like, I've got loads of lights. So unless it's just extras, or they're much better than some of the ones, maybe I could replace some lights. That's a good idea, actually. So I don't know. Maybe we'll bring some giveaways back to the quiz for a while. That could happen. Of course, they could not send me anything, and then we don't do anything. But yes, that's been my week. Has been mostly busy at work. Yes, lots going on at work, so I've not really had much chance to do some hobby stuff, which has been quite disappointing. I officially got my license through. Still not printed it off because my printer was borked. But I'm now completely above board. I'm well and truly on the way to world domination. Phase 3 is coming. No, not quite, but we are now. I've got a license. I've got a license ID. I'm allowed to sell things. I've made a grand total of 1 post on social media. Because it's just been a bit crazy. But I have a day off next week. Got bank holiday Monday, and then I've booked the Tuesday off as well, so I might try and do some stuff on the Tuesday. And I've noticed somebody's sent me a message on Facebook saying, do you sell fish? So I should reply to them and go, yes, I do sell fish. So if you are Adam Sykes and you are watching, yes, I do sell fish. What should I do? I should tell them to check out the website. Is that rude? So tell them to join the live stream. That's presumptuous. I'll just say I'm live at the minute. But you can check my website. aquariumadventures.co.uk. There you go, that'll do. Whoop whoop. Right, so that's been my week. It's been pretty boring, filled with work. If anybody wants to know about Fortinet firewalls,
Prizes!
I'm your man. Well, I'm not, because I don't know anything about them, to be fair. Done a DR test this week. We failed over from one UK region to another from Microsoft Azure. That was boring and uneventful. I played with Microsoft Fabric for a while. I played with Microsoft Sentinel for a while. They were also uninspiring. So tell me something that you've been up to that's been a little bit better than that. Mal says, I really need to test it some more. Oh, this is the duckweed eradication system. Well, I think I might be partly responsible for your problem in the first place for giving you the duckweed, but I have plenty more. If you want me to send you some, you can run that test again. That was indeed how I wrote that sentence. Oh, goody, I'm ecstatic. Not been enjoying the sunshine. Can you smell the smoke that's ruined it? I can't smell the smoke, but I have been enjoying the sunshine. Well, I say that. I've been in here most of the day, but I've upgraded my CCTV as well, so I can see the sunshine on a camera. Stevie P, hello. Fish from Link, greetings. Al says, I was going to do a video on a tank alarm, but it's like showing a cave drawing I did compared to this HAL 3000. They all got to start somewhere. I mean, I've made several videos about automations over the years, and some of them have been truly pathetic, but some of the pathetic ones are some of the ones that have lasted the longest. Because in my mind, I'm at this stage now with this Home Assistant nonsense where I'm like, this is all consuming. That's all I want to do. I want to buy sensors. I want to create. I've got little PCB boards coming up out the wazoo, because I'm going to create a thing. I'm going to make a thing. I've made a water sensor. I've made a air sensor. I've made the temperature sensor. I'm making little control boards. In 6 months, I'll be like, well, what was that thing again? That was bleeping in the corner. And some of them will go away, but some of them will hopefully stand the test of time. Is that a saying? Feels like it's a saying. You know what I mean? But I've kind of done it before, where I've looked at like smart lights and things where they come on when you come into a room, and oh, what a great innovation! How have the best thing since sliced bread? And then 6 weeks later, I'm like, oh, just get a normal bulb. That thing's doing my head in. So it goes off when you're sit still too long or whatever. I know you can get microwave versions now that do people presence sensors rather than movement sensors, but some of them are just like, you're just doing it for the sake of doing it at this point. The main thing that's made a difference for me is being able to tell whether or not the garage door is closed without having, when I'm upstairs and I've finished for the evening and I go upstairs and I watch some TV or something and I'm thinking about going to bed and I'm like, did I shut the garage door? I think I shut the garage door. Well, I don't know if I shut the garage door, and I have to walk all the way around the house out in the dark, and sometimes it's peeing rain or whatever, and go, yep, I did shut the garage door, freaking idiot, and then go back upstairs. Now, I have a sensor on the garage door, and it tells me if it's shut or if it's not, and I can close it from upstairs. That is good. Whereas some of the other ones will be a bit meh. I'm finding the power usage stuff quite powerful, pun intended. But all that's really done is upset my wife, because she's been banging on about power usage for the best part of however long we've lived here, and I've been a bit like, yeah, whatever. And now I've been obsessed with it for the last 3 or 4 weeks. Where she's like, I've been telling you to get into this for years. Why have you not done anything? But if nothing else, I've kind of won an argument, because all the hugely expensive fish room costs we had assumed was costing us an absolute fortune. I think I mentioned in last week's thing, the fish room is like 35, 45 kilowatt hours a day of energy draw. Which is, it's bad. There's no getting around it. That's a lot. But there's a lot of power hungry things in here. But we have solar panels which are on a really good tariff. We have this thing in the UK. We don't have it anymore, actually, but when solar panels first started getting popular, they brought in a feed-in tariff. It's called the FIT tariff, where as an incentive for people to get solar panels, And to balance some of the outlay of putting in solar panels, they gave you what's called a feed-in tariff, where they would give you some money for energy you generated back to the grid. Now, we bought this house that already had solar panels and it already had the tariff. So I didn't have the outlay of the solar panels, I'm just getting the benefits of them. And the way that it works is it can't measure how much I give back to the grid. So it just estimates and says, well, 50% of everything you generate, we'll assume you send back to the grid, and pay me an exorbitant amount of money per kilowatt hour. So they charge me 22 pence per kilowatt hour for electricity I use, but they pay me 75 pence a kilowatt hour for energy I generate, whether I generate it or not. Well, no, I do generate it. It's whether I send it back to the grid or not, which is boggled my mind. But I've spent ages going, this can't be right. This doesn't add up. Why would they do that? Or I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. So even though I'm hugely overusing all our energy costs, I'm still making money. I would be making a lot more money if it wasn't being wasted on all these fishy things, but we're covered. We're cost neutral. So I'm not sending any energy back to the grid from the solar panels because I use it all, and they're paying me for half of it as if I was sending it back. And I'm also not buying that energy because the solar panels are using it for most of the time. And then at night time, I'm on a cheap rate. Win, 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 win. So I'm quite happy about that. But you know, it could be better if I wasn't using so much. So I'm trying to be as efficient as I can. That's a long way of that one sentence. I'm trying to be as efficient as I can. Mini scenes. Hi Graham. Hi all. How we doing? Daddy Jan, D-Jan. Over 30 people watching, but only 11. Like, oh come on, that's pathetic, people. Let's see. What's the viewer activity saying? It's not saying anything. Okay. Nice. I can't see any likes. Congrats on the license. Thank you very much. Selfish. I like it. Looking forward to meeting you, Graham. Please don't forget to send me your address and confirm the suggested time is okay. See, this is where my skills are lacking. I always say this at work. I should really have an assistant because I can't remember anything. But if I've agreed to it once, we'll make it work. Oh, that's right. It was a Friday at lunchtime you wanted to come. That's fine, but I will be working. I'm not taking a day off for this. Is that cruel? Is that rude? Or was your expectation I take a day off for this so as we could spend more time? But I could give you a couple of hours, no problem. Or would you like to come a bit later and I'll finish early? If it's Friday, do what I want on a Friday, really. But we'll work it out. Let me know how much time you need. I think that was the question I meant to ask you and never got around to. If he joins, we should all share Adam like Norm. Off cheers. That would be funny if he did. I spent my week in Rotherham, working in a different shop, getting very annoyed at the state of it. Well, you know, Rotherham, Sheffield, Rotherham. I need to book an appointment and come and relieve you of some more cherry shrimp for the flex. If you have any available, I do have some cherry shrimp available, indeed. By all means, but not this weekend because I am going to Scotland tomorrow. Woo! I'm going, me and my daughter are taking a road trip up to Scotland to go and see the family and have a bit of a long weekend in Glasgow. So I won't be available this weekend if anybody wants to come and buy some fish, unfortunately. But, you know, any other time, we'll be fine. Have I take my tablets? Is that just like a... Are you having a thought? Oh, is this as a reminder? Oh, yeah, I could put that into it as well. I have the solar panels. Every year you get a check. I know, it's great, isn't it? Jeez, I need that. Yeah, it's a great deal. Which I've just lucked into. It's nothing to do with it. The only thing I'm missing, and the only thing I'm kicking myself about, is that we didn't get batteries, because that's the only way I could enhance this would be the tiny amounts I occasionally send back to the grid. I'd rather keep that as well. I'm just greedy. And if I had batteries that could store that first before sending back to the grid, or I could charge the batteries overnight on the cheap rate and then use the battery power during the day when the expensive rate's on. Get win, 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 win. A four-way win, but they're quite expensive, these batteries, so we'll need to see. I see 16 likes, but there's more people now, so it's still unacceptable. I agree. Quite right. Perfect. We can chat while you work. When you come, you'll see how little I actually do work, unless you work for my company, and I'm constantly busy. A couple of hours, but we can work and chat. Just need address to find you. Okay, I will do it. In fact, you can. Is it on my website? I think it might be on my website. But people have to come and buy things from me. I'll not announce it on the live stream, but I will try and remember to email you. 21 likes, 39 online. I mean, come on, people. Do we have to do some admin? You don't have to pay. It's free. Oh, I was meant to start. Oh, I'm gonna lose my YouTube thing because I didn't set a super chat goal. Okay, hang on. I'm just gonna have to set a super chat goal. I might get a t-shirt or some kind of maybe a sticker. By no means feel under any pressure to actually super chat me. I just have to have a goal running at some point. Willy Wonka would put myself out for more for a visit. I mean, I'm willing to put myself out more for a visit. I'm just thinking. I mean, this is very this is very real world on YouTube star personality. I have to have my lunch. Lunch has become one of my favourite meals of the day. I have to have my lunch and I have to pick up my kids from school at 3 o'clock. We can work around that. That's fine. 18 people don't like what they see. I mean, that could be true. And to those 18 people, I mean, thanks for staying. No, you're under no obligation to do anything. It would be nice if you gave it a like or said hello in the comments. I'd rather you said hello than just randomly liked, because I haven't actually said anything worthy of a like yet. But I'd rather you just said, hello, I'm Bob from... I can't think of a place, so I'm just going to leave that there. But what I'm going to do is put a link to quiz. Oh dear, itchy nose. Because we'll do that in about 5-10 minutes or so. Copy that. Why is this so hard? Is Geoguessr random or themed? Well, yes. I need a libation. I have procured myself some weak beers since I have to drive to Scotland in the morning. It's kind of, I started theming it and then quickly got bored of the theme, but it's more fish themed, loosely. Every question has some kind of connection to water, and there is a mix of questions. So when we get to the Geoguessr, I mean, we could do the Geoguessr one first if you'd like to. But we've got some map ones where it drops you in a random location. You have to find where you are. It's got some question ones where you have to pick a country. The answer to the question is a country. And it has some location ones where the answer to the question is a specific location that you need to find on a map, which is where people have struggled in the past. So I fear we may have swapped out the rage bait inducing answer smash for the rage bait inducing where's France? What do you mean where's France? But we'll see how we got on. So there's an order to it. There's a location question, there's a country question, and there's a find a location question. And then I've done 10 questions on that because it takes a little bit longer. There's moving around on maps and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how we go on. the normal regular quiz is the 1st of May today. So this is the first of the May quizzes. Is back to the usual thing. I've forgotten to change the teams, so it's the same teams as it was last week, which are the Discus Divas and the Guppy Gang. So choose your team that you want to be on. So it is kind of random and themed, but everything's kind of themed towards some kind of watery question. That makes sense. Or fishy question. Wouldn't it be weird if that many people were hating watching a fishy... I know, it's like they've been forced. I often think that sometimes. I remember in the olden days, in the good old days, back in the day when I was popular, when I used to get 100 people would come on the stream. It used to freak me out. Because again, 100 people wouldn't speak on the stream. And I always had this little... fantasy is not the right word. This little... I concocted a scenario in my head that of the 100 people that were watching, 50 of them were doing so as some form of punishment. Like, they were kids who hadn't cleaned their room, and they were like, I'll make you watch Graham if you don't clean your room. And they hadn't cleaned their room, and they were forced to sit and watch me. Or their wife had said, you're not allowed to go out on a Friday night and go and drink with your friends. You have to stay in and watch that idiot. And they were just like, oh God, oh. And there was nothing they could do. They couldn't get out of it. But could there really be that many people that are in that kind of forced narrative? Who knows? Who knows? Right, I haven't done the scanny thing yet either, so bear with. There's the scanny thing. Elaine's ready for the weekly torture. Good. Bob from Afghanistan. I could have gone with that. I was thinking of a B country, and all I could think of was Belgium. I always use Belgium, so I couldn't think of another one. I won't join in the quiz tonight. Love you and leave you. That's not what that says, but it's close enough. I'm trying to edit a video for tomorrow night. Well, all the best. But you have said hi from Sweden. Surely that's worth a like, indeed. Catch you all next time. Thank you. Adam, I'm a German from Sweden. I was about to be very racist and do an impression of a German-Swedish hybrid accent. Answer Smash Geoguessr. That was a thought, and I have thought about doing that. And I have some ideas of how that might work as well. But the fact that it took a good 12 weeks to consistently get people to understand Answer Smash, trying to integrate it into a Geoguessr format as well, I fear that might drive me over the edge. We never know. Mandy Green says, hi people, Mandy Green from Waterlooville. Nice to see you. QR code, there you go. QR code scanny thing is up. It is ready to go. Christopher Ellison, tonight's excitement is my blue snakeskin pair have spawned, but she's laid the eggs in a constant zigzag all the way around. Oh, that's interesting. A constant zigzag all the way around the cone. It will be very surprised if he's been able to follow that. I've never seen that before. All my pairs I've ever had have always laid pretty consistently straight up and down. In fact, I've got my newest pair, the one that I bought from Dan, have spawned again and have all been fertilized. So last time they all went white. This time they look like they're fertile, but I'm going away in the morning, so I'm just going to leave them to it and hopefully come back to a little surprise. Boots and Cats, hello yourself. Hope you're well. How are your pairs? Well, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. My pairs are doing well. So they've both laid this week. My pair, the one that I took out of Mega Tank 2, they've now laid twice and they've eaten the eggs twice. So I put on the cone guard, but I also knocked it off halfway through. So that was mea culpa. That was on me. So they've eaten all that stuff. But the weirdest thing happened. Can I show you this screen? How do I show this screen? I don't know. Let me move it. Let me move over here. Can you see that? In my pair, so that was an empty tank that I put my discus pair into, and I went in today And that thing was lying on the floor of the discus tank, dead. What the hell is that? It's like kind of 4 or 5 centimeters long. It's not a discus. It's not. The tank is at the top of a rack, so nothing's jumped out of another tank and fallen into it. That is. To me, that looks like a snakehead. Like a baby snakehead. But it can't be. I just don't know. So I posted the picture in Discord. If you think you know what it might be, by all means go and join the Discord. Link will be in the description. Looks like a goby. Yeah, it does look a bit like a goby, but you know, I have not kept gobies since I've lived in this house. So where the hell's it come from? I've got one goby, like a big massive one, that lives in Brian's tank. But that's a good, I don't know, 25 feet away from that tank. Google Lens says it's a sand goby. So I ChatGPT'd it and Google Lensed it, and I got a bullhead was one of them. I was like, what the fuck's a bullhead? Never heard of that. A sand goby. I have a sand goby, but it's an adult sand goby, and it's never lived in that tank or anywhere near that tank. Like I say, a good 20 feet away from that tank. And there's only one of them, so can they just reproduce on their own? Can they reproduce on their own and then throw their young 30 feet across a room to land in I just don't understand. It's impossible. Link. I have linked, haven't I? You've had the link. So I'm hopeful that I'll come back from my little trip up to see the folks, and we'll have lots of little baby discus swimming about. So that'd be nice. Are we about ready to get on? It's only 14 people. Oh, God, I really regret paying all that money. We might have to go back to beg mode to see if I'll financially recover from my outlay for that. Added any plants recently or within the last few months? Not to that tank. It's literally a sterile tank. It's a breeding tank. There's nothing in it. I could understand if it was like, I don't know, an endler or a guppy or something that I've just moved from tank to tank as I've moved the plant around or something along those lines. But that just doesn't look like anything I have, other than the sand goby, which is enormous, and there's only one of them, and miles away. And I only ever see it every other week. So a goby with an intercontinental missile, yeah, something like that. Right, we're still on 14, so I think we're about ready to go. For those of you who are playing, we have the teams are the same as last time. We have the Guppy Gang. There's only 4 Guppy Gangs this week. There are 10 Discus Divas. Let's call out the Guppy Gang. They're Stevie P, Daddy Jan, Scat, and Elaine. You're up against it this week, guys, but best of luck to everyone. And we'll start the timer. Haven't moved substrate or have nope, there's literally nothing in there other than a sponge filter which came out of a box that hasn't been used in years. No substrate, no hardscape, no nothing. Boring old discus tank. Question number 1. What letter of the alphabet is not found in any name of any US state? I've realised I've cocked up the sizing a little bit. Hang on. Live resizing. Professional. There you go. Is it Z, Q, K, or J? What letter is not found in the name of any US state? You have gone with Q or possibly J. All those people from New Jersey will be kicking themselves. Or Kentucky. They're states, are they? I don't know. The correct answer is Q. Q does not appear in the name of any US states. J, K, and Z do appear in names like New Jersey, Kansas, and Arizona. There you go. Lauren with the fastest fingers.
What do points make?
One
Prizes.
finger faster than me. Daddy Jan up in the top three. I'll need to take some points off them. Dan wants his points. Fair enough. Let's put some points on Dan.
What do points make?
Oh,
Prizes.
nice and easy. Dan's on 75. So it goes up to 150. Dan's in first place. Mona Lee and Lauren also want points. Lauren.
Prizes.
This is where I get confused. I mean, this is basic arithmetic. I'm embarrassed, but I'm doing it. I'm also talking at the same time, so, you know, this is hard to do. It's harder than it looks, this, people. Who did I say? Dan, done. Lauren, done. Lee, Adam, Zenny, and Stephen. Lee, Adam, Zenny, and Stephen. For those of you that are wondering what's going on,
the points make?
members
Prizes.
get a little bit of a boost in that they get 75 points just for being a member. It's my pay-to-win strategy. Stevie P, Stevie P, 75. That's embarrassing. 147. I think I've done everyone. Adam, meh. Right, we're good to go. Question number 2. What F1 team has just dipped its toes into the world of golf, releasing clubs and signing the professional golfer Justin Rose? Is it Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes, or McLaren? Zenny has been a member forever. I think that's her saying, what's that now? 37 months. Well done. Thank you very much. You've gone for McLaren. It is McLaren. Well done, everyone. Yes, they brought out a new set of irons for something ridiculous like 300 quid per club. Adam takes the lead, ahead of Lauren and Stephen in third place. Question number the 3rd. What legendary film director plays the voice of this pufferfish, Sykes, in the 2004 film Shark's Tale? Is it Francis Ford Coppola, Steven Spielberg, Quentin Tarantino, or Martin Scorsese? Fish related, this counts. Which director played the pufferfish Sykes? Ooh. Most of you gone for the correct answer. Martin Scorsese. It was indeed. He was asked to play the role as the film is essentially a riff on mob crime dramas for which he is the master. I remember the answer too late. I'm an idiot. Look at the eyebrows. I know, it's weird that it made him look a bit like him as well. Question number 4. No, let's have a look at the points. Lauren knew that one. Dan knew that one. The Armitage household's a big fan of Shark Tale, clearly. Or Scorsese, who knows. Question number 4. According to Cornish folklore, what shouldn't you buy in the month of May? Is it a broom, a blanket, a house, or a horse? What shouldn't you buy in the month of May? Because this is your topical question, because today is the 1st of May. So for the next few weeks, you're not allowed to buy one of these, or you will curse yourself and your family. For those of you who are going, what? Who folklore? Cornwall's an area of England in a bottom leftish where they're kind of their own little entity. 5 of you have gone for broom. 5 of you are correct. According to the folklore, it's considered unlucky to buy a broom in the month of May. The old superstition implies that buying or using a new broom in May brings in bad luck or removes good fortune from the home. Buy a broom in May, you'll sweep your friends away. Catchy. Oh, division in the Armitage household. Dan got that one, Lauren did not. The G's all the way down in the bottom. Question number 5. Who earned the first acting Oscar nomination for a role in a Marvel Cinematic Universe film? Was that Hugh Jackman, Robert Downey Jr., Angela Bassett, or Scarlett Johansson? You see, what's happened is it's now sunny and everyone's gone out. We need another global pandemic for me to get my viewing figures back up. Who earned the first asking Oscar? Maybe that's why people don't watch, because I can't speak. Who earned the first acting Oscar nomination for a role in a Marvel Cinematic... what it says there. Who was it? You think it was RDJ. It was not. It was Angela Bassett. Well done, one person. She was nominated for Best Supporting Actress for her performance as the Queen in Black Panther. Her nomination marked the first acknowledgement from the Academy in recognising acting performances within the superhero genre. Now you know. Well done, Adam. Who says you don't know pop culture? Question 6. To what does the word tarantella refer? Is that a pasta shape, a monkey, a fish, or a dance? What does tarantella refer to? Is it pasta shape, monkey, fish, or dance? Six of you going for pasta shape. Yeah, Lee, do you know, it was all I could do not to put in big spider as one of the options. But it was, in fact, dance. The tarantella is a lively and energetic dance originating in southern Italy, traditionally performed by couples, and has roots that can be traced back to rituals believed to cure the poisonous bite of the tarantula spider, hence the name. Now you know. Question number 7. Nope. Let's look at the scores. Darijan back up into 3rd place. Lemoy, Teresa in the top 10. Era 404 mysteriously second last. The G's need to pull their socks up. Question number 7. Added for its re-release in 1981, what is the subtitle to the first Star Wars movie released in 1977? Is it Star Wars A Jedi Adventure, Star Wars The World of Tomorrow, Star Wars A New Hope, or Star Wars The Jedi Begin? What do we think? I expected everyone to get that one. It's A New Hope. Originally released in 1977, the subtitle was Episode 4, A New Hope, was added in theatrical re-releases in 1981 in order to align it with Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. Question number points. Oh, Adam taking the lead. Feels like something's dripping from up there, but there's no moisture. I've just seen a thing go right in front of my face. Question 8. Sebastian Saw made history at this year's London Marathon by becoming the first athlete to run a sub-2 hour marathon in a competitive race. Which country does Saw represent? Canada, Tanzania, Ethiopia, or Kenya? Is he from Canada, Tanzania, Ethiopia, or Kenya? Sebastian Saw, you think, is from Kenya. And he is. The 31-year-old crossed the line to win in 1 hour, 59 minutes and 30 seconds. More than a minute faster than the late Kelvin Kiptum's previous record of 2 hours and 35 seconds. You'd be doing well to drive that in London at that time. Question 9. From what type of rock was the White House originally constructed? Was it limestone, slate, sandstone, or flagstone? What was the White House originally made of? Limestone being the most popular answer, but it was actually sandstone. The White House originally constructed using aquatic sandstone, a type of sandstone for the exterior walls. The material was chosen for its inherent aesthetic beauty and availability from the quarries in Aquia, Virginia. Now you know. Dan knew, Lee knew, Theresa knew. All the Americans being very quiet. Here comes your first gambling question of the evening. You're going to be presented with a more likely useless clue, and then you can bet any number of your own points. Here we go. Talking donkeys and big green grumps. What does that mean? I'm getting these all with 75 plus points for speed. Now, if I could just get them correct as well, that would be awesome. You would be running away with it if that were true. Question 10. What type of vegetable are ogres similar to, according to Shrek in the 2001 film Shrek? Are ogres like artichokes, potatoes, Brussels sprouts, or onions? We've had this before, a long time ago, though. Well, your memory's better than mine, Lee. Ogres are like onions, they have layers. Well, mind you, so do Brussels sprouts and artichokes. So the only daft answer is potatoes, whoever that one person was. But the correct answer we were looking for was onions. Well done, everyone. What's that done to the scores? It's put meh 40 points ahead of Dan, who's 90 points ahead of Stephen. Lee lost it all. Well, not all of it, but enough of it. Lauren's just pipped into 4th. Daddy Jan, Chris, and then some other people. Question number 11. What red flower is a source of natural opiates like morphine and codeine? Is it poppy, rose, dahlia, or hibiscus? We were all fast on that one. 13 of you straight on to poppy. It was indeed poppy. The poppy flower, particularly the opium poppy, is known for being a source of natural opiates such as morphine and codeine. The use of poppy-derived substances has been used for centuries to relieve pain. Question number 12. Fish in the Metinus genus are more commonly known as what? Are they silver dollars, tiger barbs, pufferfish, or ottos? This is your fish question. We're now on to tilt and pour. A quite nice, only 3% alcohol beer. So it'll do me well. Did I fall for the photo? Asks Lee. 8 of you did. But was that the correct answer? No, it's silver dollars. Oh, pardon me. You did indeed fall for the photo. Dan knew, Stephen knew, Zenny knew, Error404 mysteriously knew, Teresa knew. The rest of you fell for it. Question number 13. Which of these is not an active ingredient in the household essential Vicks Vapor Rub? Is it eucalyptus oil, menthol, camphor, tea tree oil? See, who else has got a quiz that includes questions about pufferfish and silver dollars and Vicks Vapor Rub and Shrek? I'll tell you who. Nobody. Audience undecided as to whether that's a good thing or not. What's not in Vicks Vapor Rub? According to you, tea tree oil is not in Vicks Vapor Rub. You are correct. It is not. It's a popular topical ointment that is often used to relieve cough and muscle aches due to its combination of the active ingredients of menthol, camphor, and eucalyptus. Tea tree oil, however, is not included. Oh, Dan and Adam both got done by that one. It's pretty tight at the top. Like 50 points separating the top 3. Question number 14. In what pop group did Justin Timberlake, who plays Branch in the 2016 film Trolls, achieve worldwide success and fame? Is Justin Timberlake in 98 Degrees, NSYNC, O-Town, or Backstreet's Back? All right. Sorry. So sorry. I'll never do that again. I can't even blame the beer because it's only 3% strong. What group was Justin Timberlake in? You think he was in NSYNC? He was. Hope I didn't put you off with my Backstreet's Back. It's one of those questions where you can be secretly proud of not getting it right. Moving swiftly on. Question 15. What, when measured at more than 440 meters, broke a world record this week? This is your topical question. Was it the world's longest earthworm, the world's longest tiramisu, the world's longest cheese pull, or the world's longest apple peel? What, when measured at more than 440 meters, I don't know what that is in freedom units, broke a world record this week? Earthworm, tiramisu, cheese pull, or apple peel? You have gone with the world's longest cheese pull. 440 meters. Yeah. That's 1,443 feet. It was tiramisu. It's a big tiramisu. Daddy Jan knew it was tiramisu. Dan knew it was tiramisu. The G's knew it was tiramisu. Daddy Jan did not know it was tiramisu. But Dan has taken the lead. Question number 16. Which month of the year is named after the Roman goddess of marriage and women? Is it June, February, September, or May? That much tiramisu? Why wasn't I there? They did it in like a big... It was a, like, do you remember like an old Nokia phones when you had the game Snake? And when you got really, really good at it and you basically filled the entire screen with it going up and down? That's how they made the tiramisu. Just like that. Which month of the year is named after the Roman goddess of marriage and women? You think it's June, just. And it is. It's June, named after Juno, the Roman goddess of marriage and women. Marriages were often planned around this time as Juno was believed to bless the wedding and ensure a harmonious union. June remains a popular month for weddings. Indeed. What's that done to the scores? Not much. Stevie P moves up a little bit. Still tight at the top. Spiritual Reaper has joined us. Nice to see you. Hope you're well. We're shaking things up later. We have ditched for 1 week only, possibly, Answer Smash. There'll be no smashing of answers tonight. We're doing a Geoguessr based fish themed quiz. It's going to be equally bad for my blood pressure, no doubt. But anyway, what's wrong with my spelling? Did I spell tiramisu wrong? Wow. You know what I meant. Question the next one. Whose best-selling 1971 single, Imagine, became an anthem for peace and unity? Was that Ringo Starr, George Harrison, John Lennon, or Paul McCartney? Whose best-selling single, Imagine, became an anthem for peace and unity? You think John Lennon. You be correct. It was indeed John Lennon. He envisions a world of peace without barriers, politics, or divisions. Get out your bed, hippie. Oh, Rachel. Imagine getting that one wrong. Question 18. What is the name of this Jedi-killing cyborg from the 2005 Star Wars film Revenge of the Sith? Is that Sergeant Dredd, General Grievous, Captain Savage, or Admiral Tyrannus? When I read this, I shouldn't say that yet. There's a reason I included this question tonight, and it's because it made my 12-year-old brain laugh. So this was from the Crowdpur question bank. So I didn't write this question. But Admiral Trianus. Sorry. So childish. General Grievous is the most popular answer, and it is indeed General Grievous. Well done, everyone. I like the three of you went for Admiral Trianus. Sorry. God, so childish. I'm nearly 50. Well done. Dan extends his lead a little bit. Or has it cut very, very small amount? Right. Penultimate question time. Here we go. Second last question. Which female artist released the 2002 top 10 single, Just Like a Pill? Was that Avril Lavigne, Courtney Love, Alanis Morissette, or Pink? I can see some of you have gone with the Jagged Little version. I suspect Mandy is one of them. Oh no, I read this wrong. Yes, Just Like a Pill, you think was either Pink or Alanis Morissette. Alanis Morissette had an album called Jagged Little Pill. Therefore, the correct answer is Avril Courtney Pink. It was indeed Pink. Her second album, Misunderstood, the song Just Like a Pill, was released by Pink, whose real name was Alicia Beth Moore. But I don't know why that matters. There you go. What's that done to the scores on doors? Dan is still in first place. But yeah, it's anybody's game still. Well, not anybody's game. Barrio will be doing well to win this one. That's all I can say. Everyone else will have to go all in and get it wrong. Because here comes your final betting question. This is where you get to risk it all. Go big or go home. All those good things. Here comes your useless clue. You've got nae chance. You've got nae chance. Now, what could this be about? Bet what you will. Here comes your question. Question number 20. Where was the modern thoroughbred breed of horse developed? Was it Toiki, England, United States, or Saudi Arabia? Where was the modern thoroughbred breed, that's hard to say. Where was the modern thoroughbred breed of horse developed? Turkey, England, United States, or Saudi Arabia? Ten of you have gone for England. Only one for Turkey and one for United States. 3 for Saudi Arabia. But the correct answer was England. The modern thoroughbred breed of horse was developed in England during the late 17th and early 18th centuries. All modern thoroughbreds trace their parental ancestry back to 3 imported stallions from the Arabian, Barb, and Turkoman horse lines. So there you go. 67% of you got that one right. Apologies. Let's see what that's done to the final standings. In third place, with 2,550 points, it's meh. Well done, Adam. In second place, 2,696 points is Stephen, but with an unassailable 2,848 points. Dan. Well done, everyone. I just noticed that. Rachel with a cunning 14 points there, just in case just so she can beat Zenny, who would be left with 13 points. I like that. Lauren just missing out in the top 3. Zenny in 5th. Era404 in 6th. Chris, Darijan, and then some other people. Well done, everyone. You did it. You tried. You would. Which team won? Oh, I keep forgetting about the teams. Sorry, everybody. The teams. Discus Divas ended up with 10 players. Guppy Gang had 5 players. The average points went to the Discus Divas. $1,449 points average to the Discus Divas. The Guppy Gang, even though there's only 5 of them, a couple of hundred points behind. Well done, everyone. Wrong button. I'll press all the buttons, see what happens. Quick check on me tanks. Right, that's it. We're done. So, I have checked. We do not have any more aquarium confessions. So, I'll need to do a bit of a push on the aquarium confessions. Or possibly, people have seen the aquarium confessions we've had already and thought, I'm not doing any of them. Because we haven't got any more, and we haven't for a couple of weeks now. Divas cheaters. No, they weren't. Rachel, ma'am. That's for going with 14 points. But well done, Dan. You're in the lead. I will do some live spreadsheeting. I won't actually. I'll remind myself to do that at some point in the future. But you'll get to be in first place. But well done. That's all I can say. You've done well there. We have the Geoguessr quiz coming up. I might, like I said, we've not got any other confessions. Haven't done an answer smash. We might go straight into Geoguessr because I have to get up early in the morning and drive to Scotland. So there should be no messing around. But if you have any questions or any topics you would like to discuss, I kind of wanted to talk about this whole banning fish keeping thing with the positive list that's come out. My normally sensible homeland, Scotland, is trying to introduce this positive list, which sounds like a good idea on the face of it, but doesn't stand up to any scrutiny whatsoever. You might have seen some videos by various people, so that the reason I haven't made a video about it is because everyone else has already done it, and I don't think I can add anything to it, really. But I do have thoughts about it. And if you're not aware what it is, it's basically they're trying to bring it into Scottish law that we introduce a change to the way we say what's okay to be traded in terms of animals. And you have a list of a positive list where it's okay to have these ones because they're very common, they're not endangered in any way, they're not problematic in any way, they are fine. But that would mean, because you have to go through and classify everything that goes on the list, there's just so much out there that things are going to get missed off. So as it would stand, that would mean you wouldn't be able to have betta fish, you wouldn't be able to have guppies in some cases. There are things that aren't currently on a positive list and have no way of getting on a positive list. It's not just fish keeping, so it's all kinds of pet industry stuff. And it sounds like it's being done for a good reason, to make sure we are putting conservation first, and lots of good things are often cited as the reason for doing this, but that's what I mean when it doesn't stand up to any scrutiny. As soon as you start looking into any of these things, you go, well, hang on, you've got these on the list and that's critically endangered in some territories, that one's, but where's guppies, where's betta fish, where's things that are currently and almost exclusively tank bred, so there's no wild impact whatsoever, so they can't get on a positive list, so therefore you're not allowed them. That's currently what would happen. So it's easy for someone like me who's kind of invested in the hobby to go, oh, jump up and down and go, this is terrible, this is just stay out of my hobby, that kind of thing. But I also don't want to discourage things that are done with good reasons. I just want to discourage the way that it's done. So I think it's good that people are thinking about trying to have a positive impact on nature, trying to have a positive impact on animal welfare. They're all good things, but when you do them wrong, you actually end up going the other way and having a negative impact on animal welfare and a negative impact on nature. And the thing that I find very hard to talk about, because I can't think of a way to say it sensitively, is that a lot of the people who are supporting this are batshit crazy. There's no other way to say it. I would even go as far as to say the majority of people that I've seen posting on social media, so the people who are doing it are politicians, they are industry trade body envoys, they are animal rights campaigners, they are fairly clever people who are doing this, and they've come up with a bad idea. And the people that are supporting it are the you should never have a pet, no pets for anyone loonies. Like, you'll see them posting. So some people have made videos saying about trying to bring up all the positives of the fish keeping hobby, which again, I can see that that's not necessarily the best defense. If keeping fish harmed fish, justifying it by saying, well, it helps my mental health, I get that. That's not the best defense for that. But the people who were trying to make defense videos of saying we shouldn't have a positive list were trying to list all the reasons why it was a good thing. So they were using things like the good work that gets done by everybody who is involved in the trade. So there's people indigenous people in remote areas who have jobs, who have incomes, who aren't forced to sell their land to loggers because they can make some money from the fish import-export trade. They can be taught and give tools and education as to how to look after the environments and manage the environments, and proper management techniques that go into that, and enriching these environments and making sure they're more and more stable. That all comes from the pet trade, the fact that we can import and export fish. And I'm only talking about fish because that's all I know about, if I know about anything. There's talk about why it's good because people who have fish tanks, there's been research done to show that it reduces stress, to show that it brings down heart rate, so it has these positive impacts on mental health, physical health, all this good stuff. And then all these twat heads are going, well, that's no excuse for killing cows. And you're like, well, no, we said aquariums were good and you've jumped to killing cows. What? And then they'll posting videos of themselves like stopping trucks that are moving cattle to a slaughterhouse and apologizing to the individual cows. And the fact that they're stopping the trucks is just making that journey even more stressful for those cows. But that doesn't matter because they're making a point. So it's all right to make a point while you make their life worse, but not. So anyway, the majority of people who support this, it's the, like, I don't know if everybody does know this, but like PETA, People for the Ethical Treatments of Animals, that's a good idea run terribly by a bunch of nutters. It's that problem where somebody has something that sounds good with good intentions, but is just done wrong. It's not thought through. It's more of a virtual signaling mess than it is any actual good thing to talk about. It's that nonsense where it's just people wanting to be. They don't. I like a cow as much as the next man, but I'm not going to stop a lorry and apologise to it. They can't speak English, for one. The fact that I've had to use that sentence should show how ridiculous it is that these are the people who are supporting this positive list. So there are groups, petitions. If you're in America or Australia or Canada, thinking, why do we care? That's Scotland, it's Britain, that never happens. The reason your iPhones have USB-C chargers is because of us. What happens here tends to spread. Same as when things happen over there, they tend to spread this way. So I would get in touch with, I should have prepared this earlier, but if you go and have a look at Fish Shop Matt's video, or there's various other people who have made videos, there are campaigns to sensibly object and protest and suggest alternative means of trying to achieve the same goal that they're going for. Because I think that's the way to do it, is to acknowledge that this has come from a place of good. It's animal welfare is at the crux of this, but it's been immediately lost and taken over by the wackos, and it's just not the right way to do it. So that's my piece. That's all I wanted to say, is there are ways to go and register your disinterest or your disinterest to register your displeasure about that kind of thing. It's just virtue. Yeah, that was the word I was trying to come up with. Virtue signaling. It is indeed. Why not do the same? The people who are doing this do want to ban dogs. They think you shouldn't have pets at all. We should not keep any pets, any animals. Yeah, all the animals should be free, even the ones that have never been wild. They're the same nut jobs that want to do things like rewilding and. So there are literally, in the fish world again, literally fish that have never existed in the wild, and they want to put them back into the wild. And you're like, what do you mean back into the wild? They've never existed in the wild. And you see the confusion in their face. Pardon me. There was talk of that in the States a year or two ago, and I looked at bad. But yes, it's a bad idea. It's a good thought implemented badly. That's it. I was thinking of that species of fish that's extinct in their original habitat but survived in the pet. There's lots of that, loads of examples of that. What do you call them? Immediately forgot the name of them. White cloud mountain minnows, practically extinct in the wild until the pet trade brought them back. But there's loads of examples like that. Whether it's Peter talking about their version of ethics or Martin Sheen promoting documentaries about the worst parts of the hobby, it's never going to be balanced. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that the hobby is blameless and can't be improved. It definitely can. I've seen some horrible things. I've had some horrible things happen. I've imported fish and boxes of dead fish have arrived. That's not good. That is the reality of the fish trade and the pet trade in general. So maybe there are things that we can do better there. And there's certainly, I'm now starting to think about putting a lot more thought into weather conditions and things like that when I order fish. So there definitely are things that can be done. This is one of them, but it's not a very sensible one. Sweden tries to change the rules so that the minimum size of the aquarium was the shortest length must be 3 times the length of the largest fish fully grown. The shortest length of the aquarium must be 3 times the length of the largest fish. All right, yeah. And again, these general rules I don't think work because there's always an outlier. Like the 1 inch per gallon rule. I always like that one. How big an aquarium do you need for this fish? Well, it's 1 inch per gallon. All right, well, I've got a 10 inch Oscar, so does that mean I need a 10 inch aquarium? No. So anyway, I've said my piece. I would love it if somebody could do my homework for me and find the links to the various places that I should have looked up earlier. But like I said, there's various videos have been made about this subject. Go and check them out and they will find the links to the places to register your interest in the subject and let them know that it's not a good idea. So we've said that. What's the plan for pets already in people's homes? I don't think there is a plan. I don't think it's got that far, if I'm completely honest. It's usually that you just can't. So they'll do things, and they already do this quite a lot. So, like zebra plecos, for instance, you're no longer allowed to export or import zebra plecos, but people have them and are breeding them in their tanks. And that just fosters. So there's two risks with things like that. So the zebra pleco thing coming in and people stopping them, it was because they were seen to be too high a price and that people were doing too much to take too many from the wild. So again, a good idea or a good principle poorly executed. So if you ban them, that means people then just farm them and they're not being kept in good conditions by people here, because the value is going to go up even more because you can't buy them from anywhere, can't import them. So if you've got a breeding group of zebra plecos that you were charging 100 quid a fish for, you can probably charge 150 quid a fish for them again, or 200 quid again when they start to get rarer. And if you can charge 200 quid a fish, you're going to breed the bejesus out of those fish. And a lot of the proper breeders out there will have breeding setups that are a lot more relaxed approach to breeding. It's not a. It's like if it was dogs, it would be a puppy farm versus an ethical dog breeder. It just the money sours everything, so it makes people want to maximize everything. So rather than having your hobby breeders who breed in good conditions with good husbandry and good care, you get every Tom, Dick, and Harry trying to scramble to get their hands on them and then just going all out, like churning out babies constantly with no thought to animal welfare or animal health or good husbandry practices and all those kind of things. So it's difficile, très difficile. Right, we're going to do the quiz. This is, for those of you who are new, this is the Geoguessr quiz. Geoguessr is a platform where you get to jump into a map and you have to guess where you are on the map. So it's based around that. There are some questions that are exactly that. You will be dropped into a map and you get to look around in the map. You click on the arrows to move and see where you are. You get 2 minutes, I think it is, to guess where you are. You will put your marker on your guess on a map on the world and see where you are. But there are also traditional questions of what's 2 plus 2? 4. And there are also questions where it will ask you, what country is this from? You have to find the country and click on anywhere in the country at all. It doesn't have to be precise. Some of them precise, some of them less precise. We got that? Pardon me. So let me find the quiz and I will share it out with you. Host live quiz, that's what we want to do. Those of you who like to scan the scanny things, there is the scanny thing. And those of you who just like to no. There is the link for those of you who don't like to scan and scanny things. Lee says, I was watching a Mudlark channel and the chap in a stream when a herd of horses passed by, they had burdock in their manes, people calling it cruelty and abuse and calling for it to be reported to animal welfare. Zebra pleco mills, use it tonight at 9. I know. Good thing we can't do that in the EU. You can move over Schengen without any checks. I know. Well, that doesn't include us anymore. There's the link for those of you who want to play in the fantastic quiz that is Geoguessr. 0 of you have joined so far. This bodes well. Is it not working? Have I put in the wrong link? I'm going to try it myself, see what happens. Oh, one person's in. It's just spinning around. Just like Kylie Minogue. If it's not working, I suggest hitting the reload button on your browser. That should get you back in. It works with the link, but not the QR code. Well, that's handy. Is there anybody that needs another explanation over how this works? So you're going to get a bunch of questions. I think there's 10 questions. Let me just see if I can load it up without spoiling it. Quiz. There we go. My quizzes. Yeah, so you're going to get them in order. So there's going to be a location question, which will be, you'll be just dropped in a map and you'll have to figure out where it is. Once you think you figured it out, there'll be a little map in the corner. Click on that and drop your pin where you think you are. Then you'll be given a question about a thing that's like, this, where is the world's largest elastic band ball? And wherever you think that is, you have to drop a pin on where that is. And then you'll have a country question that's like, what country speaks French? And you'll have to find France and click on France. And then we'll repeat. We'll go back to another location one 10 times, right? There are themes. So almost all questions, I think, have some relation to water or fish. So it's kind of themed. I think it's themed. It's been a while since I wrote this. Pardon me. Can we use spaces or you can use whatever you want. It's multiple choice or dropping a pin. Are we ready? Does everyone think we're ready? I think we're tough. If not, here we go. Pinpoint the location. So you're going to get 2 minutes. And you can use these to look around. You can also grab and swipe and go, oh, where am I? What's going on? So, in case you don't know, you're on a boat. But what is this body of water? Are you at the end of it? Or is at the start of it? Where could you be? And you can do this. If you hold space, it does it faster. And if you just click somewhere else, it might take you there. So, oh, there's some folks. You can have a look around. You might see some signs. You might see a car registration plate. That's too much of a clue. You might see a monster. Yeah. Where are you? Yeah, you get the drift. Chris has guessed in 44 seconds. Phlegma in 47 seconds. Lawrence had a go, 57 seconds. But you can have a play around. You can click anywhere, see where you are. What's that sign say? You can zoom in. In your element. You might see a phone number or a web address. But you have to remember, you're meant to be clicking where you started. So if you go all the way down this road and then you find a sign that says, oh, we're in Lake Windermere, you then have to guess where you started as close as you can. A perfect score, I think, gets 5,000 points or something like that. Giving it away now. Round finished. So this is where we get to see where everybody was. So most of you went for Scotland. But we were in Loch Ness. Particularly the Fort Augustus part of Loch Ness. So nobody got it spot on. But Barrio was pretty close. Where are you, Barrio? Is that you there? You're no far away. You're at Loch Lochy. Stevie P, pretty close. Well, we've done this one before. Maybe you remember that. Oh, Error 404, you were just at the wrong end of the lake. You got done. So, as you can see, the standings are these people have these many points. What does that do? Scrambles the name. Don't do that. Well done. Top 10. Question the next one. Pinpoint the location. Why is it pinpoint the location? Right, here we go. So, you've got a question. This is your clue to the location. It's the world's largest living structure supporting 1,500 plus fish species. What could that be? So, people will now be going, oh, I think that's in the Indian Ocean. Dink, and dropping something there. So, Gat's made a guess, but we'll come off that. That gives everybody else a chance. So where do you think the world's largest living structure is that supports over 1,500 species of fish? Nine of you have made a guess. 10. Last few seconds if you want to get in. Rachel's fastest. Oh, so everyone's gone around Australia because it was indeed the Great Barrier Reef. And I've gone from the middle of the Great Barrier Reef, which is right there. So Phlegma and Scat pretty darn close. As was Error 404, as was Just Average Dan. And to be fair, so it's basically from about here to about here. So nobody was that far away, really. You all kind of knew the general area. There was nobody in America, was there? No, we're all right. This one's just a country, so it's anywhere in the country. Again, it'll be a question. What country produces more olive oil than any other, has more organ donors per capita, and was the original planned location for the Eiffel Tower? So, pick a country, click on it, while I get a libation. Where have you gone for? Nobody guessed? Did it not work? See, this is why we stopped doing Geoguessr, because it never bloody worked for anybody. Well, the answer was Spain. Spain was the original location for the Eiffel Tower, but it got moved at the last minute, and they produce more olive oil and olives than the rest of the world. I don't know what happened there. So we'll move swiftly on. 12 made guesses, but I can't see them. Zero points because I guessed Spain and the correct answer was Spain. Oh dear. Alright, this is another one you're going to be dropped somewhere. Where are we? I love how they just use random people's photos. So there was nothing in the last question related to water. I guess I kind of mixed my themes there a little bit. People are guessing here. We've got it there. It's working this time. Crowdpaw really is worth it. It's the least shit quiz software. 5 of you have made guesses. Come on, you must know this one, surely. Or are you just trying to be precise? So it doesn't matter how quick you are on this one, it's about how precise you are. So, fastest finger doesn't help. I don't even think you can move around this one. This is just a pan and zoom. Zenny wins fastest finger though. It was, of course, Niagara Falls. Oh, look at that. Elaine, almost bang on. DVP, almost bang on. Legma, where are you? Similar. The border, the water. What's that done to the total standings? Error 404 mysteriously takes the lead. 14,296 points. 300 odd ahead of Phlegma. The G's in third place. Elaine in fourth. CVP in fifth. Chris 6. Meh 7. And Mona Lee in 8th. Rachel in 9. And Dan makes up the top 10. Pinpoint the location. The southernmost point of the USA. I want you to drop a pin in the southernmost point of the US of A. So hopefully most of you know where America is. The United States of America. Find the bottom, stick a pin in it. I guarantee some of you will get this wrong. "30 seconds to go. Adam has guessed Hawaii. Adam would be right. It is indeed Hawaii. Somebody's drowning. Who's that? Elaine's in the middle of nowhere. I knew a load of you would go for Florida. The bottom of the dong. Legma, Error 404, Dan, Scat, Stevie P, all in the bottom of Florida. JJ's just in the middle of America. But no, it was Hawaii. Find the country. Zenny says, this is stupid and I don't want to play anymore. Which country contains the majority of the Amazon River? They're all kind of water-based. Hawaii is surrounded by water. That counts, surely. So the Amazon River flows through several countries, but which one does it spend most time in? The answer is Brazil. Yeah. Brilliant. Moving swiftly on past the disappointment. Pinpoint the location. The Tapa country ones don't work, you're quite right. Where are we? These ones, you're meant to be able to move around on these. It's going to be hard. I know where it is, and it's hard. See, this is why we stopped doing Geoguessr. Do you recognize those number plates, anyone? They're into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, there's a pretty big clue if you look in the right place. Like, this one's a big clue. And if you know where that is, you should get quite close. Unless this is the road to Cairo and it's 5,000 kilometers away. It's not. It was Egypt. It was not Turkey. Good guess. It was not Jeddah. No. It was the River Nile as it goes through Cairo. So you're all pretty close. Well done. Well done, all of you. Pinpoint the location. Here comes your question. One of the rarest fish in the world is the devil's hole pupfish, but where is the devil's hole? Where is the devil's hole? Where the devil's hole pupfish come from? I'll give you a clue. Northern Hemisphere. Stevie P knows. The devil's hole pupfish. Oh, you're all pretty close. It's in Death Valley, next to Scranton. Era 404, really close. Meh. Lane, pretty good. The G's not a million miles away. I mean, at least you guys are all in the right state. Where is there? So the total standings so far: Mona Lee's in the first place with 24,000 points. Chris just behind her. Elaine, Era 404, and the G's are your top 5. Find the country. First one to type it in chat gets the points on this one. And then we'll end the round. Because it's not going to work, is it? Oh, someone's made a guess. Maybe it's going to work this time. Dan says Thailand. Lauren says Venezuela. Steven says Mexico. One of you's getting points. Big Lad says Venezuela. Daddy Jan says Venezuela. It is indeed Venezuela. So it's letting you click on it, but it's not recording it. God darn it. I think this might be the last question. And you can move around this one as well. So where are you? I'll let you do your own moving around. You might want to go that way. Somewhere that has bus stops. The water connection to this one is you're near a river. I can't believe no one's guessed yet. I would suggest turning round might help. What's that? It's a big clock. Look at this guy. Look how cool I am in my little tiny BMW with my arm hanging out the window. It's my favourite thing to do in Geoguessr is just all the people watching. Embankment sightseeing tour. Lee with the most points there. It was, of course, London. You're all gone. Central London. Is anybody right on the money? Oh, somebody's right on the money. Lee's pretty much bang on, but error 404 couldn't be closer. Could be there, I suppose. That's pretty good, though. You all deserve some points. Meh is on the bridge. Lee still in top spot, and that is it. The clones have won. This has been a Geoguessr quiz event. We hope you all had a good time, and we will see you again soon. No, this is the end of Geoguessr. This is why we stopped playing. It's cheap for a reason, Geoguessr. It's a fun game to play the single player version, but the quiz is just poopy. Poopy. Right. This is good. Oh, Darijan, no, it's painful. Well done, Lee. You deserved it, but we're not doing that anymore. It's really upsetting to me when we have technological issues. I don't know if it's professional pride. It can't be that because I don't normally have professional pride. But there's some kind of. It's just it spoils it, doesn't it? When it doesn't quite work properly. There's the biggest spider I've ever seen. No, it's not that big. It's a probably quite normal sized spider crawling across the lens of my CCTV camera, and it looks enormous. Looks like it's about to eat my car. More of the try anus and stuff. Yeah, well, good. You enjoyed it? Well, maybe we'll play a version of it. It's so random because the country ones used to work quite regularly. Mandy's not going to cry if you don't ever do that again. Fair enough. Right, last few minutes. I'm going to have an early night tonight because I've got a big drive in the morning with some precious cargo. I have to take my daughter up to Scotland, so I don't know. Well, she might be watching this, so I don't want to say. I was thinking about seeing if I could do something on the way back where I stop off at some fish shops in between Sheffield and Glasgow. What would people recommend? I could get my daughter to be my cameraman. We can go and do some fish shop tours. I'd need to like pay through the nose in McDonald's and KFC and things like that, though. Don't know if it'll be worth it. It wasn't too bad. Okay, thank you. You're making me feel better. It's nice occasionally. Okay, I think I'm reading between the lines that you don't want me to be upset, but you don't ever want to do it again. That's what I'm going to go with. So, this is what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm going from here to there. Which doesn't look that far on the face of it. But it's going to take me about 5 hours. I'm going to drive all the way up there, and then we'll get to that point there.
Oh, my balls.
Which is Scotch Corner. And then we're going to head over there. All the way over there. Past the llamas. So we've got the llamas over here. And I'm going to keep going all the way over there. All the way over there. All the way over here. Then we're going to get to here. And we're going to go all the way up here. Up the M6. And we're going to keep going up the M6 until we get to Gretna Green. So there should be a line around here somewhere where we cross the border and I shout yay and everyone else shouts boo. All the way up there, all the way up there. The M6 turns into the A74. This is a great lesson for everyone. It's enthralling viewing, isn't it? All the way up here, all the way up here. Past Lark Hall, Strathclyde Park, East Kilbride Expressway to my mum and dad's house, which is here somewhere, about there. The James Hamilton Heritage Park. And then up there, round there, they're about here somewhere. There you go. That's my day tomorrow. Listening to show tunes all the way there, no doubt. What is everyone else getting up to this weekend? Well, someone's done a thing. Mona Lee, thank you very much for the €2 super chat. Thank you very much. That's lovely. You don't have to do that. I'm going to do a little bit of a... I'm going to have like a ticker up here. We'll call it the Crowd Per Fund. So all the super chats that we've had since we started paying for Crowd Per again, I'll put it up there so we can total it and see how much money we've all managed to club in for it. Obviously, I only get half of it, so when we get to the total, the 300 quid or whatever it was, I'll have paid for half of it by that point, and I think that's a good deal. Everyone's happy with that. Daughter don't know how to drive. Well, she's 14, so no. It's a daddy-daughter day trip. Not day trip. Not mental. We're going up for the weekend. So I was thinking, on the way back down, we could come down the other way. Keep going down the M6, which takes us down this way. And then like Pier Aquatics is over here somewhere. Or I could go all the way down there. And Wirral Aquatics and places like that. And Premier Aquatics and all these other ones that are kind of fancy seeing. I could do a quick look at them, then straight over that way, past through Manchester. But I don't know if that'll be anything that's she'll be interested in. Driving down to Birmingham tomorrow for a day with the Victra and the family. Not quite as long as your drive. No, not quite. But okay, Birmingham's not close. I think we've got that coming up in a few weeks as well, because my wife's family lives down here, Northampton way. So similar sort of distances. All the Americans are laughing at us now because they're like that. What? You're going to drive for 5 hours and you think that's a chore? I do that in my commute to work. Sorry, I'm just looking at the map now. I'm just bored. You're not that old. I mean, I'm old enough. I'm Glaswegian, so I'm technically elderly. Right. We have reached 11 o'clock, everyone. I'm sorry we've had a sunny day, so not as many people in the chat as usual. And I want to get off promptly tonight because, like I say, I've got a day off tomorrow. We're going for a trip. Let me know if you think of any stops that I can make along the way, or you think I should check out any fish shops or any other things. Or just wish me well for having to listen to Frozen and Wicked and various other musicals all the way to Scotland for 5 hours. I might sneak in the headphones and just listen to my audiobook. But no, thank you very much for joining me, everyone. It's been a wonderful night. Have a good weekend. Have a good week if you have a week after that as well. And if I don't see you through the week, I'll see you through the windy. Bye!